challenging ride for everybody, and I do think that there won't be as many clean as we had in the welcome.
Yeah, we had 13 clear in that welcome Thursday night. Guaranteed, Guillermo Giorgi going to set a stiffer test tonight and try to make that a smaller number. This is a newer ride for Luis, but a super nice horse, really experienced. Actually won at the 5-star level with Dara Kenny. That was back in 2021 at the Winter Equestrian Festival. He just returned from a year layoff in February and now partnered with a new rider. A lot of riders kind of sending their horses to somebody new, maybe that can't make that trip to Europe. So I would see that to be the situation with this horse. And so far, you can just see, this horse's raw ability as this partnership getting through the course, but working out some of those kinks. This is definitely going to be a test tonight. Real scope challenges. Guy identified Oxer, vertical Oxer.
And actually, Luis riding it pretty much the way we walked. Everything so far is pretty much on par. Maybe that the last line he did the 8 where we thought maybe it was going to be a 9. But he stayed on the inside track and got it nicely.
This walks right on in 6, and he gets there maybe just a little bit too easily, especially late in the course.
Yeah, it took a little feel at the end and just came back and got it with his hind end a little bit there.
First rider through the finish timer, 75.61 is that rider reference time, well within that 79-second time allowed, and a score of 4 there. I think that's going to be a really lovely horse for Luis.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks like a great mount for him, and he's such a good rider and so active and so competitive. Great guy out there.
Really fast rider as well. We'll see more from them. It's going to bring us to our second entry. First representative for New Zealand. This is Kimberly Bird as she brings forward the 13-year-old Holsteiner mare by Cassini. This is Sarah Cassina. 25-year-old rider among really an increasing group of riders that have come to North America over from Australia and New Zealand. You think of the names like James Arkins, Catie Laurie, and she looking to make a name for herself as well. This one was a World Cup winner for her in Australia. However, those at a little bit of a lower level at the 1-star level. So this will be a step up for her, and I think a nice class for her in this horse.
Yeah, she looks like she's a very capable rider. Looks good. She looks a little slower than Luis. Luis cruised around this course way under the time allowed, and she's gone a little bit slower than I think he did.
A little bit of a shuffle off the ground there makes it work out. And like you said, Alan, really taking her time now, staying out in the corner to set up for this triple combination.
Yeah. I think, she might be flirting with the time allowed. Not quite sure, but I just think the beginning was very slow.
And there we saw the 9.
Yeah.
Looks like she might have clipped, that Oxer with the hind end. Again, really hugging those fences, staying out a bit wider to line up for that narrow upright.
Good ride there.
That line's going to get really easy. Yep.
Yeah, it looked like she did a good job going into the combination and then just clipped it on the way out. And then a time fault, or a couple time faults, right?
So she will have some on the clock as well. 80.08 is the time, that 79-second time allowed. With the new time fault rule in FEI, 1 penalty for every second over the time allowed. We'll give her 2. Along with the 2 rails, it's a score of 10. And now we're going to bring it forward to Will Simpson. This is a really experienced combination as he brings forward Choco P, the 13-year-old Mecklenburg gelding by Choco Blue. He spent 40 years in California before recently making the move here to Ocala. This is a horse he's had a lot of success here with. In particular, at 18 hands, this horse is absolutely massive, but he still says that it's the hottest horse that he's ever had. If they make the jump off, they'll be exceptionally quick. You just see how easy the lines get for this horse.
Yeah, he's walking the lines. Again, he looks a little slow, but Will's such a master of making it up somewhere that I don't think that's going to be a problem. Yeah, the horse definitely comes back into his hand very easily, off of with that bit. That's where I think the hotness comes in. He just sort of bounces off his hand.
Yeah.
Good ride there.
Super athletic, animated horse.
Does the 9. Easy in the 5. Horse is riding better than he did in the welcome, I think. In the welcome, he just looked like he was being a little bit more aggressive, and now Will seems to have figured it out and gotten him right for this class.
Really walking that line. He saw it coming, he felt it coming, tried to make that reaction and just didn't have enough space.
Yeah, he just got down there too early, and then he held him off the last stride and just sort of hooked it behind. The horse's head came up, the hind end came down, and that's why he had the rail behind.
It was a foot perfect all the way until then. They will finish on a score of 4:78.12 seconds, their time. And now we'll bring forward another for Australia. This is David Cameron, 11-year-old gelding. Oaks Come by Chance. This is a pair that's really finding their footing at this level. This should be a nice spot for them to kind of build consistency at this 1.50 height. They did jump the 4-star Nations Cup at the Winter Equestrian Festival this winter for Australia. Really nice to see, again, these Australian riders that have come over here to North America. For the first time, they fielded a Nations Cup team in Canada at Thunderbird Show Park. They're doing so, of course, at the Winter Equestrian Festival in Wellington, and it's all kind of in preparation for those World Championships this summer in Herning, Denmark.
Yeah, it's great for all these riders and all these countries coming over, especially when they come to a place like this and see what the United States can build, because this place is my first time here, and it is quite magnificent.
This is the Grand Arena. That's what its name is, and it is for a reason. It's really impressive. There's so much material here. The fences are beautiful and bold. There's a lot to look at. It's a really great experience for a horse, as well as being able to jump under the lights here. Looked like he just has that left drift kind of all the way through, even coming out of the turn.
Yeah, and just didn't follow through behind quick enough to get out of the way with his hind end. Now he's jumping a little better after the rubs.
And gets a straight right there as well. Oh.
Yep, got very tight there. Yeah, that line, that last line is difficult. That 5 work is the 6. The 6 gets very tight, and if you jump in over the triple bar and you carry too much, balancing that to the vertical is proving to be a problem.
Definitely a very technical element on course. Here's another look at that triple combination coming out of the turn, kind of spinning his wheels a little bit to the left, and then again, like you said, not quite catching up behind.
Yeah, it just flattened out. This just never really flipped behind to get out of the way.
Really experienced pair in the ring now. Kirsten van der Veen brings forward the 17-year-old now Belgian-bred stallion by Berlin. This is Bull Run's Faustino de Tilly. A sensational partner for her. They have won all over the world. He can excel in speed classes. He's won in jump-offs and Grand Prix, and of course went to the 2018 World Cup Finals.
Yeah, this is an exceptional horse. Getting on a little bit in age, but one of the nicest horses that the U.S. has, and Kirsten rides great. Just has a real natural flowing style, and just cruises, makes everything look effortless.
And you just see the confidence she has with this horse. She knows him so well. She knows exactly where to place him. She's done a great job from a management perspective as well with this horse's longevity, because he just continues to win. He's already won again this year at Tryon.
Yeah, and I think she's the top money winner there, right? Of all time, something at Tryon?
They call her the Queen of Tryon.
Yeah. Yeah, really good ride there. This is smooth.
Gets a little keen there through the turn, but comes back really nicely for her. Has to make a bit of an athletic effort, though.
Well, he swapped off the ground, and it just sort of made him go a little left. Good over that.
Oh, she's doing her homework.
Wow.
Oh,
Wow.
she did her homework. She was preparing. Again, that big step. It walks normal, maybe on the shorter stride. I didn't think it walked that short, but that triple bar is just landing them so far out. It's late in the course, and they're really carrying through to that double of verticals.
Yeah, it's a big effort over the triple bar. You have to ride pretty hard, and what's happening is they're landing so far out with such momentum that adding that 6 is very difficult, and they're all getting underneath it. And if she had problems with it, and he's very pliable, I think it's going to be a challenging line to jump clean.
Jessica Lido will come forward next, another for the U.S. This is Simbora, 11-year-old by Kalido. Jessica running JS Ventures with her business partner, Stephen Hirsch. This has unquestionably been her top mount and really helped her kind of step into these classes for the first time.
Yeah, Jess and Stephen have been doing a great job with buying and selling horses and getting her mounted on some great horses. And she's been following the FEI tour pretty on a regular basis.
Yeah, she was at Upperville. She's really come out for a lot of the big dances. I saw her at the World Cup at Live Oak back in March. Of course, jumping in Wellington.
Yeah, no, she's doing a good job so far here. Maybe a little gallop here. I think, did he clip it behind?
Yeah. Just taking A down. She did a good job of really carrying the gallop so then she could take a little bit more time to stay out to the triple combination and just didn't quite get in the way she wanted. She's going to add the Liverpool as well.
And she went to the stick on the neck there for a little bit of get up and go. So here she's going to gallop to the triple bar here.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a tough line. That's gonna be the hard line to really jump.
So we're receiving some stats from Preview, which has really been a revolutionary data analytics company for the sport of show jumping. They're collecting live data from the class, and 12A, that vertical, has fallen 42% of the time that we've seen in this class. That's the kind of bogey fence that it is at the moment. And Jessica going to add the in of the triple combination as well.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be the challenge, but the next one looks like he's the type of rider that could definitely figure it out.
Richard Spooner brings forward 2 really top horses tonight. The first of that pairing is going to be this 13-year-old American Holsteiner. He's by Kinar Zed. This is Kiraro RC. This is another California transplant. Richard Spooner is also now based in Ocala after being based in California for so many years. They call him the master of faster for a reason. Exceptionally quick should he make it to the jump off. And this is a horse that he rode in the 2019 Nations Cup Finals.
Yeah, Richard, just a really good professional, has been such a stalwart in the Grand Prix circuit. It's nice that we get to have him here a little bit and see him a little bit more often. We used to hear about him in California all the time, but now we get to see and talk with him a lot more now.
And he's such a nice guy.
Yeah,
he's
one of the
always
nicest.
so friendly.
Yeah, super
really good
nice.
horseman. This horse has a really big step.
Yeah, Richard was, we got here on Monday. Oh.
That's a shame. And that you just see a domino effect there.
Yeah, no, it's just the scope got him a little bit going in, and then B got him, and then C coming out, and I think he's going to call it a night.
Yeah, looks like Richard will be retiring. We'll wait for that final signal.
Yeah.
Maybe he takes a courtesy fence on his way out.
I was going to say that, he's such a hard worker. On Monday, While we were setting up and hanging the curtains, he rode every single horse he had while we were doing that. He was out there for hours on Monday. So it just shows you what a top rider has to do.
So we will still see Richard on a second mount later to come in this class. At the moment, we are still waiting for our first clear round. A trio sitting on 4 faults: Luis Larrazabal, Will Simpson, and Kirsten van der Veen. This guy could change things, though. Here's Santiago Lambre. He's going to bring forward this 15-year-old Oldenburg stallion by Choco Blue. This is Choco Blue 2. Santiago has been absolutely dominant here at the World Equestrian Center in Ocala during their Winter Spectacular Series. He won 4 of the 12 Grand Prix events on offer over the winter. 2 of those wins came with this absolutely fantastic horse.
Santiago, another consummate professional, one of the best, and such a winner.
He's so fast. He's so tidy. He really won right off the bat with this horse when it came over from Europe. And actually, in 3-star Grand Prix competition, they averaged just 1 fault and a top 3 finish.
Yeah, I love how this horse is jumping. He stays off the front rail. He curls around. Just jumps super. Let's see how he handles this. Really excellent. Yeah, see, just both ends, both front end and hind end working amazingly. Deep there. Yeah, this is a super horse. Everything looks really sharp.
Now, if this horse has any weakness, it's the left turn, and that's because the horse is actually blind in his left eye. He's been like that from a very young age. He's learned to adjust to it very well. But in the jump-offs, Santiago says the only time he maybe can get a little bit slower is with having to go a bit wider on those left turns. Unfortunately, though, that double of verticals is going to rear its ugly head again, and this time it's going to be B. And they'll finish on 4. That's pretty shocking. That horse went stupendously.
Yeah, he did the 6 great, and he jumped A good. You would think he's home free, but then B got him. This is definitely quite a test. They built it. I didn't think it was built huge.
No.
I think it just built
technical.
Yeah, very technical, and it's just getting people in lots of different areas. But that one line is definitely a tough problem.
Aaron Vale is another who has been pretty dominant here at this venue, a local rider. He's based in Williston, very close to here. He's going to bring forward his first of 2, and this is the horse that he won the welcome stake with on Thursday. The 10-year-old gelding is by Lordanos. This is Prescott.
Yeah, Aaron, again, we got a lot of great riders here, but he's one of those riders that you just don't know how he does it. He's just amazing on a horse.
He's practically a magician, and he's just so comfortable up there. And, he spent a lot of time here, and I sat down with him on Thursday, and I said, what have you learned about riding in this ring? And he said, I don't know. I'm just fast. I'm just quick. I've always wanted to be a fast rider, and I just like to go for it, and the crowd, really gets me going. And that's just the kind of guy he is. He keeps it simple, and he just rides.
Yeah, I think, part of that nonchalance and just relaxation is why he just does it so well. And his farm names thinks like a horse. I think he just feels the horses. It's a perfect name for his barn because that's what he does.
This is a little bit of a smaller horse with a more normal stride, but naturally quick. He moves up for that bit of a boxy 5. Here's where he's going to have to do some work, this scope test. This horse really knows how to get his legs out of the way.
Yeah, no, he figured that out nicely. Ooh, jumped that a little awkwardly. A little bit slow at his front end there, but Aaron's figuring a way to keep him up and around him.
Maybe not the most conventional jumping style, but the horse just is a fighter.
7.
And he gets it done. He knew something we didn't.
Well, it's funny. He angled. Good ride. He angled in. He did a little bend. He
created more space.
Yeah, he turned in. He jumped the triple bar, from left to right, put a little bend in it. I think he did 7. And when he did 7, stayed off the front rail and absolutely smart.
Well, there is our first clear round of the evening. No surprise, it comes from Aaron Vale and Prescott. We'll see how many will join him in that jump off.
Yeah, that was an excellent ride, and that's the first person that I noticed didn't go straight onto that. He curved it, and I'm pretty sure he did 7.
Now to Argentina. Here is Luis Pedro Bieraben and the 12-year-old Oldenburg Chaco Bumpy. This is, without question, Luis's best horse. They're longtime partners, and they're on a bit of a streak. They won the 3-star Mary Brenna Murphy Grand Prix in Kentucky last month. Not a lot of clear rounds that day either.
Good ride there. Nice turn back. Horse giving him a little bit. Jumped very well there. Jumped way up. He fought him there a little bit to that vertical.
Held him off nicely there. Horse gives a great effort out.
Yeah, very, very careful. Knows where his...
Oh, wants to shift a little right there.
Yeah, definitely cut right. But he's jumping up and around and really doing a good job here. Let's see how if he does what Aaron did.
Now look how immediately he gets back in the tack. Oh, and you could just see how much he carried into that double. He tried to do his homework early too.
Yeah, no, he did a good job. If I was watching this course, and I would start thinking maybe that's the way to go. Do the wide 7, jump across left to right, stick it in. Because what had happened with Aaron, he stayed off the front part of that vertical, and then there was room inside the combination. I probably wouldn't have thought of that unless I saw Aaron go.
Well, let's see what Todd Minikis has to say about that, how he tackles that part of the course. Experienced rider in his own right. He's bringing forward a horse he knows quite well in the 13-year-old Zangerscheid mare, Amex Zed. These two have a phenomenal record up at Tryon. They're previous winners of the President's Cup Grand Prix at the Washington International when it was held at that venue. This is one with a big stride. He works off a really quick rhythm with this horse. It's a real winner, and he said, just working off of that rhythm helps keep her focused. This one's really produced and delivered for him and his team for quite a few years.
Yeah, he's had this horse a long time, and a real good partnership, and I think they've, like you said, so many wins under their belt. Todd, one of the few riders that still wears his number around his waist. I think he's the only one.
He might be.
Yes. He said on numerous occasions, it's a back number. It's not a saddle pad number.
He's got a point.
Yeah.
He's going to really line this vertical up nicely. That gives a great effort there. Look at that hind end.
Yeah, jumping nicely. Don't want to. Cruises in.
All right. Oh.
2, 3, 7.
7.
Oh. Yeah.
They're trying it, and the mare came right back to him too.
Yeah, I thought he had the right idea. I guarantee he was talking to Aaron out there about that. He didn't slice it as much, though, as Aaron did.
He didn't. He took it direct, but the mare really almost stopped in her tracks for a moment.
Yeah.
Still going to end up with that rail.
Yeah, I thought he was going to pull it off. The way Todd had it going, I thought it was the right idea. I thought he was going to definitely get that.
For the moment, he'll slot into third, still just sitting on that one clear effort from Aaron Vale and Prescott, with Luis Larrazabal and Sligo Baluboy actually first to go, sitting in second with 75.61 as their rider reference time. Waiting to be guaranteed a jump off. Here's Jad Dana bringing forward Fleur de Lis Cherie, 10-year-old Dutch-bred mare by Clarimo. This is a horse that was imported back in 2020 and has really just kind of stepped up with more consistency at the international level this year. They had a top 5 finish at Tryon, but this is just her 4th start at this meter 50 height, so a little bit inexperienced in these sorts of classes.
It's a great ring for these horses to start. They're 3-star and meter 50, just because it's such a big, inviting, galloping venue, and the footing's excellent. So
the horses jump great on the surface.
Yes, and it's just a good place. Even if they're not up to winning the particular class, it's just a great way to get going.
They get a good experience.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah,
really
nice.
has to move forward there, but reacts nicely.
Good ride there. Galloped, in that 4. The first scope test.
Just catches that behind. Great effort out.
Now you have to press so much in over A. The A is wide. I mean, I stretched.
Very wide.
Yeah, I stretched my arms out, so it's got to be what I'm like 6'5". So no,
we're glad no one can see us in the booth,
yes,
Alan.
Exactly. Well, I'm at least 5'10", so it was at least 5'9" wide. But you got to ride across that, and when they're pressing, if the horse is good right there. If they press across, then it just gets, they have to react to their hind end. So.
Just kind of maybe pushing past and into that last fence as well. They do a lot of the technical questions very, very well. They'll finish on a score of 8. 76.1 seconds is their time. Here's another look coming into that triple combination.
You see, he has to ride for the width, and the horse doesn't get it out of the way. He kicked up after, but he just didn't get it out of the way quick enough because he had to press so much.
Well, here's a combination that was at the World Cup Finals earlier this year. Pepita Conspita is the mount of the USA's Hunter Holloway. 11-year-old Westphalian mare by DSP Conspirit. They won the World Cup qualifier at Las Vegas in November, and that brought Hunter at 24 years old to her first World Cup Finals in Leipzig. They also made their Nations Cup debut last month at Vancouver.
Yeah, Hunter she's a wonderful rider. Won I think the Maclay finals a few years back, and I think she won her first Grand Prix when she was like
14 or something absurd.
Like an infant.
You really forget how young she still is because she's been doing this already for so long.
Yep. Horse dragged her a little bit under the red, but she curled around it.
Hunter has done a brilliant job developing this mare. Mare just can be a little bit sensitive, a little bit hot, wants to take over a little bit, but Hunter is just so soft and reactive and doesn't let it bother her. And you can just see the mare's ability.
Yeah, and just such a smooth ride. I mean, she's like states a case for the American equitation system.
Absolutely. Beautiful.
She plays with her tongue a lot, this horse.
All right, easy. Wow.
Great. Great ride.
Made it look easy. 77.54 seconds. Hunter Holloway and Pepita Conspita, they will guarantee us a jump off. Clear advancing to that shortened track. We will see her so far going against the clock with Aaron Vale. That is something to look forward to.
Yeah, no, it's funny because she was one of my picks to win the welcome, when I was watching it the other day, and she had an uncharacteristic rail, but she was back to form and looked awesome.
And immediately following her, actually, is a rider for whom Hunter is riding a couple of horses. Here is Luis Sabino Gonzalez, bringing forward Armstrong de Mollon. 12-year-old self-run gelding by Rock and Roll Semi. This is actually the International Grand Prix debut for this partnership. This horse was formerly campaigned by France's Stephanie Hannequin. But again, he's recently given a couple of horses for Hunter to ride and develop, and she's already brought them up to the 5-star level, jumping them in some ranking classes, and it's gone very well. And an early rail here for this pair. Again, very new as a combination and stepping up to this level of competition.
Jumped that better. A little bit behind his leg, it looks like. Almost needs just a little bit. This is going to be a test for him, this next combination. Great ride there.
A little bit of trouble, but he made it happen.
Yeah. You know, he rode strong over A in that combination. Back a bit, and almost had to sacrifice B and C a little bit to get it done. But I think this is going to be a great horse in the future.
Well, jumped that super.
Jumped
Probably the best of the whole course.
Yeah, jumped that amazing. Yeah,
finishing really well.
Absolutely strong. Really lived up to his name.
Armstrong de Mollon and Luis Sabino Gonzalez, they will finish on a score of 16. Score maybe not quite indicative of the round as a whole. Really seemed to get more comfortable and find their footing as they went.
Yeah, I think he seemed green in the beginning, and then as he went, he just got more experience, and it looked softer and better.
Another for Australia. Here's Lauren Balcombe as she will bring forward the 11-year-old Zangerscheid gelding. He's by Verdi. This is Verdini de Hutveld Zed. Former ride of Sharn Wardley, and actually Sharn and this horse made the team for Tokyo, for the Olympic Games for New Zealand. A minor injury, Sharn decided to just skip it. And then this horse changed hands, and they've been just right off the bat having a lot of success. Double clear in the 4-Star Nations Cup in Wellington in March. And actually, they've jumped clear in their last 3 International Grand Prix outings. They're most recently second at Tryon. They're averaging just 2 faults and a top 6 placing at meter 50 this year. And this horse has unbelievable style and scope.
Looks a little strong right now. She's having to hold him off a little bit, but I think that's the way he goes.
Just incredible athlete. Now she needs to get him back. Great effort.
Yeah, he's got that get up and go, and he definitely wants to go to the jumps, and she has to hold him off a little, but then she lets go. Great.
I mean, he just soars over the fences.
Yeah, really smart there. Is getting there, just elevated his front end and was a little close and picked his feet right up.
The hind end too.
Long.
Wow.
7. Slick. Oh.
She made that happen. What a fight of a ride.
That was a great ride. He definitely was. He looked like he was being a little strong and taking her to the base, but she stuck with her guns and got him off it, and he's really good from that deep spot.
The clears are coming in, and she is elated. Lauren Balcombe, look at that athletic effort to get up over A in that double. They fought together all the way around there, and that'll be a jump off of 3 as we head to Dory Douglas. This is MTM Cedric. Younger mount, 9-year-old Holsteiner Gelding by Coleman. Of course, Dory works for Mike McCormick and Tracy Fenney at MTM Farm. Super sales barn. She's such a versatile rider. She's had tons of success here in the Hunters as well as here in the show jumping arena. This is just the second 3-star Grand Prix of this young horse's career.